Powerful people in government, the world's elites, are getting bunkers. They believe there is an airborne plague coming that could wipe out humanity.
Tell me the reason why so much of this needs to be kept secret.
So this is the largest production factory in the world that makes an underground bomb shelter. These two bunkers were purchased by one of Trump's cabinet members.
It's like something out of a James Bond movie.
Yeah, so I've done to bunkers what Bugatti's done to cars.
Hi there, I'm Alex Caprariello with NewsNation. We're taking you behind the scenes to show you the latest real estate trends in America, which includes underground bomb shelters. Americans all across the country are reporting feeling uneasy about the state of affairs with both the globe and our country. So one real estate developer is getting creative and adding underground bunkers to all of his homes here in Northeast Texas. Listen to my interview with John Brinkman from Arc Industries.
Bomb shelters, storm shelters, survival shelters, panic rooms. That's not necessarily new to the American people. They know about that. But maybe the idea of a neighborhood of people that all share in that same belief, that seems new to us.
Right. Well, and really it's a combination of that, right? So we're talking about, in this particular area, 60 or 70 homes that are anywhere from 3 to 30 acres that will all have that. So that's obviously a benefit, right? So you have like-minded people. But more important, a lot of the stuff that you're talking about when you're talking about safe rooms and things, those are small areas in a house. They're not really functional for if you need long-term to be in those areas, right? Safe room, somebody breaks in a house, you get there, a tornado comes, real small, generally the size of a closet, maybe a little bit bigger. These are full, and what we wanted to do was not make them like your typical, like if you see like bomb shelters, bunkers, those sort of things, you only go down inside of those whenever something happens, right? There's not really a usable, functional thing for your home. The way that we're designing these are actually just like, instead of going up to an upstairs theater room and extra bedrooms, things like that, it goes downstairs. So they're entirely part of the house. So when you walk downstairs, you don't feel like you're in a bunker. It's not concrete walls. These are finished out. There's full theater rooms down there, full kitchen, bathrooms, extra bedrooms. They're usable space. So you're talking.
You see it as a place where people can actually just go to live as part of their
part of the home. Matter of fact, we take one of the bedrooms out and just include one of the bedrooms downstairs, so we have more usable space upstairs. So instead of going upstairs to an upstairs room, you're going downstairs to a downstairs room. And so they are, when you walk in the house, you cannot tell the difference whether it's a regular part of the home. It's not a bunker. It's just part of your usable heated space. So one of the things that sets these apart from anything that you're going to see, period, doesn't matter where you go, is we design these things. These are all fully engineered. From every single spec of this thing is engineered to basically do what worst case scenario somebody wants these, and that's a bomb, something that goes off directly down the road. You actually have these are 10 inches plus another 2, so almost 12 inches. You grab a hold of that door, it weighs almost 1,000 pounds just for the door. Now it has easy close hinges, so it makes it easy for your average person to be able to open and close it. But these doors are designed, these are gas type doors. So if anything happens, you're actually able to pull this closed, latch it shut, and you're in your decontamination room. So this has water. Turn a little light on so we can see a little bit. So there's water, a water head in here with a drain in the floor. This door, as you can see, even at 1,000 pounds, it's easy to open and close. There we go.
So double seal, this one and this one.
This is double, right? So you're going through 2. Most even in the best case scenario, you're getting 1. This is 2. You have to get through 2 12-inch thick steel reinforced doors to be able to get in here. And these are both gas type, airtight doors. There's floor in here. You hit a valve, you can decontaminate whatever you have on you off before you're able. You leave this door closed. You open this door after the decontamination, and then you're able to now get into your bunker. Now, the great thing about this is look how high the ceilings are.
Yeah, wow.
This has 10-foot ceilings down here. So when this thing is finished, this is not your average bunker / basement, this is going to feel like a normal home. This is going to have 9 to 10 foot finished all sheetrock ceiling, crown molding. This actually is a 160-inch theater room screen. You have 2 rows of theater seats back here. Right here you have your entertainment center, that's everything for all of your media. And then what's really cool about down here is this actually has a hidden tactical room that has a drop down door. So like when you come in, there's a little panel over here, you type in your code, the tactical door raises up and it has all of your tactical stuff in it if you are a hunter or want any of your stuff to be able to be secured. So not only do you have the full theater with all surround sound, state-of-the-art equipment, you have a full kitchen that has a full refrigerator, a range, microwave, all of that stuff down here. It's got a full bathroom with tiled shower.
Be comfortable living for people.
And a full bedroom, full bathroom, water heater, everything all contained down here, all powered off-grid. And like I said, if something happens with power ups there, you come down here, everything is powered off-grid for you for weeks. And look at the size of these beams, right? So these are all free span. So like these, we put these in here when we pour the concrete, but these will actually get removed tomorrow morning, and we're starting all the framing in here. But if you see, the size of these beams, the infrastructure that's in here, it is designed for worst case scenario. So this is not your average tornado shelter, but it can be used as one, but it's also a worst case scenario safe place.
Take a look at this. It's like something out of a James Bond movie. Real estate developers aren't the only ones getting in on this trend. I also visited with Atlas Survival Shelters, who actually pre-makes bunkers that are ready to be placed into the ground. Here's my conversation with Ron Hubbard.
Our front office showroom where we show people how the air systems work, because inside each one of the bunkers is what's called an NBC air filtration system. And this is actually electric, so if I turn it on, you'll hear the air blowing, and it's like, watch this, it will lift my hat up, see that? So, and if you lose power, okay, all my air systems will manually operate, so you can actually just get on there and crank it like this. Okay, so doesn't matter if the power is lost or if you have power, you can continue to breathe in the bunker. But what this does, it has a HEPA filter up here, it has a HEPA filter and a carbon filter down here. So when there's nuclear fallout, it creates poisonous gases. Okay, so this catches the ash from the smoke in the air in a pre-filter. Then the regular air is going through the HEPA filter and the carbon filter. So when it comes out, it's like wearing a gas mask on your face, except wearing a gas mask on the bunker. Right. So that way you can breathe inside the bunker. And this one is for 50 people. And this one is for 12 people. And then I have other air systems like behind you there. They're for like 80 and 100 people. So depending on the size of the bunker will determine the size of the NBC air filtration system that you'll have.
Essentially be giving fresh air to at least 50 people inside one bunker at a time?
Yeah.
And you talk about nuclear fallout. Is that the reason why most people are attracted to coming here and getting a survival shelter?
Well, NBC stands for nuclear, biological, and chemical. Okay, so one of the biggest scares among the world's elite, the billionaire class, they're not so worried about the nuclear fallout part, believe it or not. Most of them are worried about the biological part. They believe that there is an airborne plague coming that could wipe out humanity. So this is the largest production factory in the world that makes an underground bomb shelter. It's a 10-acre facility. 72,000 square foot of building, and inside here we're producing roughly 50 bomb shelters at this point right now.
Right now is currently in production, 50 different shelters.
Each one of those is a bomb shelter. There's one, there's two, there's three, there's another 10 around the corner, there's 10 out front and about 30 in the back. So there's about 50 different orders here right now.
So suffice to say, business is booming.
Yeah, business has been booming since COVID, since 2020. Because the wealthiest people in the world, they know more than the rest of the world, and they know more than what they're getting from the news outlets, okay? The scary part, I'm under a non-disclosure also to talk about certain people, okay? I lit out more than I'm supposed to, but I can say that powerful people in governments, the world's elites, are getting bunkers. And most of the billionaires, If they don't have a bunker, they're getting one built probably right about now. And it's not that they're worried about an immediate scare or something that's imminent. They just know that there are people out there that have feelings different than you and I might have about the future. And they want to be prepared for that. To them, it's their plan B. It's their life insurance policy for them and their family. Mm-hmm. So it's better to have it and not need it than it is to need it last second and not have it. These two bunkers were actually donated to a monastery by one of Donald Trump's cabinet members. Okay?
Donated to a monastery.
A monastery. So they're building a church and they're putting these underneath the monastery for the monks and the priests and whatever. So they're identical. But we'll go inside and check one out. So this is the bathroom, of course. It's a full-size bathroom. It has a shower, a toilet, a vanity. We are not repurposing shipping containers. These are actually structurally built metal boxes that we're using I-beams, structural channels, and we're custom making them with 1/4-inch thick plate steel. You really cannot and you should not bury a shipping container. It will flood, it will cave in, and the only time I ever buried one, that's exactly what happened. So I know from mistakes.
Well, what's interesting is that people think, survival shelter, bomb shelter, they think of like a little tiny hole, but this one literally has a bathroom, it's going to have a sink. What else will be?
Well, you're into what we call a luxury class of bomb shelters. That way, if they have to use their bunker, they basically feel like they checked into a Holiday Inn and they didn't go down into a Colombian jail cell. So this is the living room. That will be a kitchen over there. This is going to be the bunk room for the priest in training. There'll be 4 sets of bunk beds in here. And then this little room back here is the one room for the head priest. So he has his own private bed, bunk beds for the other priest in training, or whatever you call them, monks, or however it works.
But Ron, why would priests and monks need a survival shelter? I don't get
Well, it's coming from a philanthropist, okay? He's donating the entire facility to them, okay? He sold his part in the car company. So this particular cabinet member was the CEO of one of the car companies. So he sold his part out for billions of dollars. So now he's a philanthropist. As is most of the people that work for Trump. They're all former CEO of giant companies. So he's building the church and everything from him, and he is the one that wants the bunker underneath the church for the future.
And has he explained why, though? Why he feels like a monastery would need something of this nature?
Well, I mean, keep in mind, he's powerful in government, and he just wants to make sure that they're protected.
So it's just him reaching out from the kindness of his own heart, thinking about what he could do for others, not necessarily... Is it fear-mongering in a way, though, when you think about desiring something like this or pushing it on others?
It's no more fear-mongering than a person who sells a tornado shelter or sells insurance for a car accident. It's better to have it, not need it, than need it, not have it. But, I've heard that a lot. Do you feel like it's fear-mongering when you sell a bomb shelter? No. Well, first of all, second of all, the bunkers that I make, have a recreational value. When these are attached to the house and you come down here, you don't feel like you're in the county jail. This is actually usable space that when it's connected to a house gives you extra bedrooms, a wine cellar, a wine room, a gun room, an office, or whatever you want. Some of them are movie theaters. I'm even making bunkers that are going to be used as speakeasies underneath country clubs, underneath the clubhouse. So when you go down inside there, it's a split level shelter. So it's got 10-foot ceilings. It's got a bar being built. The bunkers I make I hate to say it, but they're kind of fun. They're cool. And in the world's elites, do you think they need these mega yachts? No, a lot of things that the wealthy buy, they don't actually need. They just want it because I want one. And the thing is with bunkers, they are more rare than mega yachts. In the United States, there's 5,000 Rolls Royces sold a year, but there's only about 500 of these bunkers built. So you're 10 times more likely to meet somebody who has a Rolls Royce, and that is almost like seeing a unicorn, than it is to find someone that has a bunker. But that's changing.
I was going to say, but I was going to say that I bet you hope that trend changes.
Well, that trend is changing. You know why? Because builders have been watching my videos long enough that they see value in a safe room or a safe place in every single house. So we're going to go to a subdivision later. I'm going to show you a neighborhood where every house has a 1,000 square foot bunker, which is twice as big as the one we're in right now. But in this part of Northeast Texas, we have tornadoes not every day, but we have them like every other week sometimes, and sometimes it's multiple days. This building alone that we're in right now has been touched by 3 tornadoes in the last 2 years alone. So it is a common problem. So people say, well, I'm just going to go to my bunker and spend the night down there during the tornado season and when it's dark at night and we have these storms. It's very scary because they always come at night. The last room is for the head priest. This room is all living room, couches, dinner tables, and kitchen. And this is actually a small bunker. This isn't even a big one. You're probably thinking there's a big one. This is a small one.
How many square feet is this?
This is 500 square feet.
You have any more of these?
Yeah, I've got a whole factory full of these. Now, what you keep hearing under the floor, that's my underfloor storage panels knocking around. But we'll take a look at a bunch of these bunkers.
This is an idea of what a finished product, almost.
This one's basically finished. Now, the 2 of these bunkers is going to be connected.
Right.
So these 2 are actually going to form one bunker that's connected by a tunnel that leads from one to the other. So you can get an idea of the finished product in here now.
This is also for the monastery.
This is for the monastery as well, and it's identical.
So there's that shower that you're talking about. And that's a good size shower.
Well, keep in size. This is basically an emergency shelter. I don't know if they'll be sleeping down here during peacetime, but this is the living room. Again, there's a kitchen,
Finished flooring.
bunk room, and then the bedroom for the head priest. We have 50 here, plus we have all our installation crews, but we don't want to get above 50 here because that's the laws in Texas for insurance and benefits. So, but we have also a plant in Poland that employs several people. Okay. But these are all parts and air systems and escape tunnels that just came in. And
Escape tunnels? What do you need an escape tunnel for?
well, in case the front door is blocked, you have a secondary way to getting out.
Literally somebody escaping, crawling through those tunnels there?
Yeah. So you would, if the front door hatch is blocked, there's an escape tunnel that comes up through the ground and it comes up through the earth. So you would actually have to pop your head up through the earth after you let the sand out of the escape tunnel, and your head would pop up like a gopher in Caddyshack, okay? And you would defend yourself or escape in the night.
I know you're not trying to fearmonger, but that's a scary thought to have to escape through a tunnel because whatever's happening outside.
Well, it's for 2 reasons. One, if it was blocked by a fallen tree or a car, or 2, if someone was trying to break in your front door. So these are escape tunnels, and that's what they're making right now. That is actually how you get out. That would be actually the interior door. That when you're inside the escape tunnel, this has a little coupling on it, and it's full of sand. So you let the sand out like an hourglass, and when it drains, that's when you can come out of the escape tunnel. So this is inside the actual
This is
tunnel.
heavy-duty stuff.
It's all heavy duty.
It's really big construction.
It's good because they can't leak. Okay, all right. One side of the factory actually builds the metal boxes. The metal boxes then go across the road to another factory, and they get sandblasted over there. Then they come back and they go back to our back factory over here, which you haven't seen yet, and they get painted. Then they come back into the factory and they get the interiors built out. See, when you look out back there, there's about probably 30, 40 bunkers back here right now.
What are they waiting for?
They're waiting to be installed or sandblasted.
It seems, you talk about variety, but it seems like they're pretty much all these sort of 500 square foot, right? Is that your bread and butter?
500 square foot is a bread and butter average, but we do a lot of 200 square foot, a lot of 500. We do a lot of 600 and 700.
500, right?
Let me see. That was actually 600 square feet. We actually call this one a big boy, but you see, this needs to go get sandblasted. Before we can do anything else, we got to sandblast it. They got to coat it with tar so it will last for 150 years.
Boom, and that's wide open.
Yeah. So that's what it looks like on the inside. So they put the angles across, gets blasted, then it gets coated in tar, they paint the inside, then they bring it back in the factory on the other side, then they start doing the interiors.
How long does it take from start to finish typically?
About 2 to 3 months, I'd say, because we have such a backlog of orders right now.
Yeah, you're saying it's so popular that you got 4 months worth of backlog?
Yeah, right now if you ordered a bunker like this, it's about 6 months to get it.
Do you feel as if you're misunderstood?
No, I don't. Look, bunkers, you see, the thing with me is I went to the war in Ukraine during the war. I was there at the end of the Battle of Bucha. I was being bombed, okay? If you ask those people there, they would give their right arm to have a bomb shelter. It's all relative where you're at. You have a glass of water, it means a lot more to a guy in the desert than it does to a guy in Antarctica, where you could turn some snow into water. So, war has not come to our shores as of yet. Yeah. The demand for, no one's ever needed to go into a bunker in America yet. Yet, we have spent trillions of dollars globally building bunkers in Israel and Switzerland, the United States. I'm still building bunkers. Matter of fact, this year alone, on January 1st, Poland signed a $5.4 billion bill to build bunkers for the public over the next 4 years. The Japanese delegation came here a month ago to get 50,000 bomb shelters built in Japan at schools and train stations and bus stations. The world is basically bringing the art of civil defense back, and so will America. In the old days, in the 50s and the 60s, they would build a building and they would put up a sign that says fallout shelter and designated down the stairs. And they would designate areas under these high-rise buildings as fallout space for the public. Right. Well, that's gone. But one of the measures that I'm trying to get back with this new Trump administration and through the people in my contacts, through his cabinet members, is to bring civil defense back. I mean, we are one of the few modern countries that does not provide any shelters for its citizens. Pretty much every other country provides shelters for its citizens except the United States. It's almost like health care. You go to other countries, you got health care. Okay, you come to America, you don't have the health care. Your government will take care of the homeless and stuff, but it's the same with the bunkers. If you want a bunker, you got to buy it yourself, and if you want health care and you have a job, you're going to have to buy it yourself. What we have here, this is the mud room and the decon room. So this connects to the bunker. These are the stairs that will come down right here.
From your home?
From your house. The stairs come down here. This is the first room, which is the mud room. This room will be the decon room that has a shower, and then this room over here is the battery room. So you have a battery room, a mud room, and a decon room. So the bunkers are all kind of like T-shaped. So you got to have a certain area to put all your batteries and or a diesel generator. So some of the larger bunkers even have their own generators in them.
The real estate developer I spoke to says everything's already been approved. He's planning on actually outfitting 60 to 90 different homes with survival shelters just like this one. And they're getting close to completion. This is the first house that's going to hit the market in just a few weeks. For News Nation, I'm Alex Caprariello.